Welcome to Myth Speak Nica. We explore Latin American and Nicaraguan legends to help you improve your English. Stay tuned until the end for key vocabulary and phrases. Every now and then, a friend of my grandmother Nubia would show up. He'd arrive and say, "Hey Nubia, how are you? Oh, hey Chinpapo." His real name was Jacinto, but everyone called him Chinpapo, though no one really knew why. He always had something special with him. "Here, I brought you these," he'd say, handing her the most beautiful, enormous fruits. Bananas larger than anyone had ever seen in these parts, and zapotes also huge and full of flesh. "Man, Chinpapo, where do you get all this from? These fruits are enormous," my grandmother would ask. "Ah, I've got some land over there, real fertile. I always have plenty. I'll bring you more the next time I pass by." And sure enough, a few days later, Chinpapo returned. "Hey, Nubia, I'm just passing through and brought you more fruits," he said as he handed her another batch. But there's always a curious one. My grandmother's brother, my uncle Isidro, decided to follow Chinpapo to find out where he was getting all those fruits. "I have to know where this guy gets these fruits," he said as he trailed behind him, keeping a safe distance so Chinpapo wouldn't notice. Chinpapo was on his horse, while my uncle followed on foot. After a while, he saw Chinpapo enter the forest near El Chonco, and then he lost sight of him. My uncle wanted to go in after him, but suddenly a little man appeared, so tiny he was barely visible among the trees. He looked like a child, but with the face of an old man. The little man, clearly annoyed, said, "You're not getting past here. Turn back." "What do you mean I can't go through? Why not?" my uncle asked. I said, "Turn back and you better listen to me." The little man was angry, so my uncle, a bit taken aback, decided to listen and returned home. Why didn't he stop Chinpapo too? Why just me? He wondered as he made his way back. Later, Chinpapo arrived at the house. "Nubia, I'm heading back now. Here are more fruits for you, though I didn't bring as much this time." As Chinpapo was leaving, my uncle confronted him. "All right, Chinpapo, I know you've got some deal with those little forest creatures from El Chonco. Come on, man, don't be selfish. Ask them to help me too. I've got a whole bunch of kids to feed, and with those fruits, we'd have enough for everyone. I could even plant the seeds." "All right, fine, let's go," Chinpapo replied, and off they went together. After a while, they reached a stream. On the other side stood a massive hopote tree. Chinpapo turned to my uncle and said, "Listen, Isidro, I'm going to cross over to the other side of the stream, behind that hill. You stay here. Don't cross the stream." And with that, he left. My uncle stayed behind, gathering hocotes from the nearby trees. After about an hour, he had collected all the ones within reach and thought to himself, "You know what? I'll cross over and gather some more from that big tree over there. No one's going to tell me what to do." And he crossed the stream. As soon as he set foot on the other side, he felt a tap on his back like when someone scolds a child. Startled, he looked around but saw no one. He kept walking, only to feel another tap. "These little creatures are starting to get on my nerves," he muttered angrily. At that moment, Chinpapo appeared with his horse, its saddlebags overflowing with fruits. The poor animal looked exhausted, drenched in sweat from the heavy load. "Hey, didn't I tell you not to cross? Let's go. I've got plenty of fruit here for you and your family," and they left the place together. That's how Chinpapo was. He'd help anyone he could, but no one ever knew what deal he had made with the little forest creatures. People said those creatures would kidnap young girls they fell in love with, but only if the girls were beautiful. In exchange, the family would receive favors. Rumor had it Chinpapo had a daughter, a very beautiful one, but no one had seen her in a long time. And so ends another intriguing tale.